first time I heard about minimalism is that I decided to make an Osmo Pocket video about having a minimalist content creator kit. Although I wasn't really completely aware of the term of how it applies to general lifestyle, I decided to do more research into what it is. So this got me interested. I began to understand the concept of how less is more, and the only way to truly understand the power of it, I needed to try it for myself. Now, it wouldn't be fair to make this video without a quick introduction to who I am and what I'm about. I've been a personal trainer for the past 10 years, and the difficult thing is that I've been consumed in the Instagram and social media life. This led me to also have social media following, and I'd snagged myself a clothing sponsorship for the last 4 years. But this meant owning more clothes than I can even store. Even though owning a lot of materialistic things, my life was always included some concepts of minimalist mindset. I had never put a name to it. Every house I had lived in the past, I had kept things to the basics. My house was just a place to eat, sleep, rest, and outside is where you endure the joys of life. But then things have changed. We had a baby, I started full-time study, and I began to work as a group fitness trainer. We began to collect a whole bunch of things for our little girl, just made sure that she had everything she wants. Priorities like cleaning and regular house duties just seemed to drift beyond a chore. We began to buy more things and collect more and more materialistic things. Even having this YouTube channel, I get sent products from companies usually a few times a week, and the empty boxes are just stacking higher and higher in my closet. So, exactly what is minimalism? It's pretty simple, really. To be a minimalist, you have to live with less than 50 things. You can only have a coffee table, a TV, a sleeping bag, a pillow, one toothbrush, one tub of toothpaste, one bowl, and one spoon. It's about the restriction. It's about removing everything you don't need, having absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm kidding. This most definitely is not what minimalism is. Having restrictions isn't what minimalism is about. It's a tool that can assist you in finding freedom. Freedom from the trappings of the consumer culture we've built our lives around us. Minimalism is more about owning things that will only improve the quality of your life and removing all the pointless things that pretty much mean nothing. Things that will only sit there and collect dust and not add anything to your life. Materialistic things that you think you need, but you don't actually need and just want. So unfortunately, we tend to give more meaning to materialistic things and forsake our health, our relationships, our passions, our personal growth, and pretty much our desire to contribute beyond ourselves. If you want a car, well, that's great, buy a car. If you want a nice TV, great, buy a nice TV. If these things mean something to you and add to your life, then that's great, have them. It's about removing the unnecessary things that you don't need and will never use. So the point of this video is, I feel personally and as a family, we just need to reconnect to what we feel matters the most. So I've decided to do a full overhaul of the house, but specifically the lounge room, the kitchen, the bedroom, my office, and just removing things that aren't necessary, removing all the clutter, just creating better feng shui. So if you're not familiar with feng shui, it's a Chinese term that literally means wind and water. Two things on earth that flow. In layman's terms, it's about creating flow in your house and positive energy in your living environment. So I guess the main point about minimalism is that it allows you to make decisions more consciously and more deliberately, like washing the dishes after you use them, cleaning the bench top so it doesn't add up and create you more stress. Studies show that 77% of people who experience stress regularly experience physical symptoms. 48% of people say stress has a negative impact in their life. Minimalism can contribute to stress relief, and this is what I want to change in my life. Anything from everyday responsibilities like work, family's serious life events such as diagnosis, war, death can trigger stress. In saying that, stress can also have a positive effect in your life. It can help you cope with potentially serious situations. Your body responds to stress by releasing hormones that increases your heart rate and breathing rates and ready your muscles to respond, like exercise. Weight training adds stress to your body, but in a good way. Yet, if your stress response doesn't stop firing, then these stress levels actually stay elevated far longer than necessary for survival. It could take a toll on your health. Chronic stress can actually cause a variety of symptoms and affect your overall well-being. Symptoms of chronic stress include, but aren't limited to, irritability, anxiety, depression, headaches, or insomnia. So personally for me, and I feel like this is something you guys could learn from this video, is that transforming my mindset to a minimalistic lifestyle definitely helps with the negative stress. And the first thing I decided to do, it was just transform one room at a time. I know a lot of people start saying, transform per category, so like clothes or kitchenware, but I personally find that it's easier to think of a whole room at a time and just do it by the bigger picture. I have chosen the lounge room. The lounge room was probably the most cluttered room that I needed to clear. This room is actually occupied by Amber and Azalea at the moment, so removing the bed in this room just isn't an option. In order to do this though, it may require me to purchase some boxes and storage containers. So sometimes there are just certain things that you can't get rid of, especially when it comes to Bubba, and I know some parents that are watching right now will definitely agree. You take something away from them and all hell will break loose. So when it comes to minimalistic living, when it comes to children and babies, there are things that you might actually have to keep. So I began to change by assessing what is in the room, what I believe doesn't add to my life. There are plenty of boxes and baby stuff that need to be tossed and stored away until potentially another baby comes along. This process can take all day, so it's best to set some time aside and make sure you have enough time to achieve your transformation. Even if it is room by room, at least you are making a change for the better. Also, don't forget to eat. Nutrition is a key part of energy production in the body, as well as hydration. So take a break when you need it, because for some, this could be very hard work. Now, once you are beginning to remove all the clutter, you'll start to see an empty space. This is great, but sometimes it may help by adding some plants. The natural tones of greens and the constant break of fresh air can actually be great for you. If you're anything like me and tend to kill any plant you're given, fake plants are perfectly fine and potentially better for you with less maintenance. Now you can see this is making a huge difference once you clean things up. The house looks newer and cleaner, but you can't just stop at that. You need to schedule in your daily chores to keep the house tidy and cleaning out the unnecessary items that may turn up. So I really hope you found this video useful. I know I sure did. It made me realize the importance of simple living and just the power of less is more. The big task I have now is transforming more rooms so that I can have the whole house completed. Then I've got to start with my office with all my camera gear, and let's not go there yet. Let's not go there yet. That's a touchy subject. That's tough, but I'll get to that because I've got a lot of film gear that I need to sort out. But let's start with everywhere else first.